Hello friends, welcome to the farm.
Today we're going to share our loofah journey from the beginning to the end.
Okay, so many of you are familiar with loofahs, but if you're anything like me, I had no idea what a loofah was before 9 months ago. So what is a loofah really?
This is a loofah. It's a natural sponge. They can be used for all kinds of things, but they are the coolest thing in the world. And we learned a lot about loofahs.
Okay, so why are we growing loofahs now? People might be asking. And why is there so many of them?
This isn't all of them. There's a lot more than this. It all started with our grandson, Tice. His mom was planning all the kids' summer events and summer camps, and he said he wanted to save his summer for gardening. And he wanted to grow something that we weren't already growing in the gardens, so he started researching and he found loofahs. So he was sold. He wanted to grow loofahs and sell them to make some money.
So is he going to give you a big cut?
I actually asked him one day, I said, "I got to get a cut of this because I'm doing so much work." He says, "I don't want to." So if he gives me a hug, I think that'll be enough. But he's been there from the start to the finish, helping with him.
Yeah. This could be a start to a career for him.
Who knows? We're definitely going to be selling Tice's loofahs at the farm stand.
So I now know that loofahs take a long time to grow, but how did you plan this all out and make it happen?
Well, as soon as he wanted to do it, I bought some seeds, and Tice actually helped me plant them in my grow room. We planted all these little loofah seeds. We watched them grow,
When did you
sprout.
plant them?
I think it was either February or March. We started
Okay.
them early because they take a very long growing season.
Okay.
And our growing season, we're zone 7. It's not as long as it should be for loofahs, but we made it work.
All right. Hey, Tice, what are you up to today? What are you planting?
We're planting loofahs.
Loofahs. How are you going to do that?
We're just going to put on the soil and then cover it.
It's good soil, right?
Yeah, it's good. That's potting soil. But they grew to a certain point in the grow room, and then it finally got to the point we could plant them out in the garden.
But we weren't ready. What we had out in the garden last year wasn't enough. We weren't set up for loofahs.
No, the best way to grow loofahs is some kind of trellis, and the really cool way to grow them is to grow them over a tunnel. So Tice helped us. We had to go out and buy some cattle panel and some T-posts and make a big tunnel for these things to grow over. And it started out, when we planted them in the spring, they just didn't grow. It wasn't very warm. They just stagnated.
We had our doubts, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm thinking, oh great, we have this beautiful tunnel and nothing's going to grow on it.
And he's all excited about agricultural, and it's going to bomb.
Every time he'd come over, he says, "How the loofah's doing?" And he'd come out and look. Well, as soon as it got warm, they exploded.
And we had people telling us, don't worry, when it gets warm and growing, they're going to grow like crazy and you won't doubt it.
Yeah, and you'll have a million loofahs.
Yeah.
They were right. But I'll tell you what, it turned out to be a beautiful thing. It was completely covered with vines. The kids loved walking through the loofah tunnel. Even adults loved the loofah tunnel.
Yeah.
And it was a really neat point of interest in the garden.
And it was shocking how big the loofahs actually got,
They got huge. Some of them, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And normally you would let them dry. And we did let a few dry in the beginning before we peeled them and did stuff. But when you let them dry, they're actually brown. The loofahs themselves are really brown, and then a lot of people end up bleaching them. Well, the rest of them, we ended up picking when they were still green. The first time, we knew there was a frost coming, and I thought, some of these might get bit. I don't know what's going to happen. So we picked like 10 or 12 of them, and we started the process of learning how to take care of them. So, Tice, what are we doing today?
We're picking loofahs.
Why?
It's gonna be really cold.
It's going to be a freeze tonight. So we're going to pick not all of them. We're not experts at loofah, but we're going to pick some that look like they're kind of getting ready, just in case there's a hard freeze. We just don't want to lose any loofahs. So we're going to probably pick maybe 10, 15 and see what we do. So we'll see how this goes. We're going to pick them and then we'll see how we process them. So where's one of the first ones we're going to get? This guy right here? Okay, we're going to take one and try to peel it.
Yes.
Apparently you peel it, wash it, squeeze all the guts out of it, and let it dry. Some people say you have to dry them and have them be dried before you pick them. Other people said they like harvesting them green because the loofahs are still really white and clean. When they're dried, ooh, looks like
No.
part of a loofah.
That does.
Well, and some people said to cut them like in pieces. It's easier to do pieces of it than the whole thing. I don't know. We got one started to peel. Look at that. It's a loofah.
Hello.
And we just cut down the one section and we got our finger in there and it opened up. Yeah, you might just be able to get it out after that. Just pull it out. It's goopy, isn't it? See, when they're not dry, they're all kind of mushy and slimy.
Oh, that was so cool.
There's a loofah. But see, look at all the stuff there.
It's so white.
Yep. We have to squeeze it and wash it, get all the seeds out, all the goop inside.
Whoa.
So we have a lot of work to get them to the point where they don't rot. See, if we leave all that stuff in the middle, it'll rot. So we have to make sure we get them emptied out of all the goop. So what if we get a couple of them peeled and then we'll start washing and see how it goes. But that is a beautiful loofah. Okay, so after he cuts the ends off, he steps on them and smushes them. And that breaks the skin loose from the loofah. Okay, so after he gets it kind of adequately stepped on and smushed, then it's easier to peel.
And the key is the weight. Now Brenda's entirely too small
Oh, entirely
to be
too
able
small.
to have this done, so I weigh just the right amount.
He is, just the right amount for a loofah.
All right, here we go.
One lady actually said to run over it with a golf cart or something. I don't know if that'd be a little too much. Look at that.
How easy was that?
Nice clean loofah. Tice is trying a new method, running over it with a go-kart. Uh-oh, it's too tough.
So after that first frost, we had another freeze, didn't we?
Yeah, we learned a lot doing that first 10 to 15, just the basics of how to do it and how messy it was. But then a few weeks later, it was a hard freeze, which killed the vines. And we had to pick them. I think they can start rotting on there once the vines are dead. So Tice came over and we picked every single loofah that we could find. We actually missed a few, but we picked them all.
It was shocking how many there were.
Can you take a guess? We're going to show you at the end of this how many there was. We were shocked.
Yeah, yeah.
So Tice, what are we doing today?
We're picking loofahs.
How many of them?
I don't know.
All of them, right? It was a bad freeze and a frost last night, so the vine's going to die, so we have to get them off. So we're going to be picking every single loofah. And Tice, I think there's a ton of them. So we'll have to count them at the end, see how many we end up with. But we're going to put all the spongier ones, the ones that are starting to dry in one box, hard ones that aren't drying at all in another box. So
And weird ones in the
yeah, and we got
box
some
over there.
weirdos. They're going in a separate box. So let me show you the one we picked that we didn't pick yet. I think it's the biggest one. Should we get this big guy?
All right.
Look at this. Here. Go show that to pop up. Look at this. I think that's the biggest one.
The biggest one.
That is one big
Maybe.
loofah. But is he hard or spongy? What's he feel like? Oh, put him in the hard box. He won't fit.
This is the hard.
Just put him on somewhere on the side. Yeah. Here's a spongy one. Want to put him in the spongy box?
Spongy.
We're going to need more boxes. We're going to have more loofahs than the boxes will hold. There he goes.
Ah,
He's
you
spongy.
got
Is he
one.
spongy?
I don't know.
I think he's a little spongy. Oh no, he's pretty hard. Put that in the hard box. This guy's spongy though. We're going to need like 6 or 8 of those boxes.
Wait, hard or spongy? I forgot.
So after we got them all loaded in that wagon, we counted them. We had over 125 loofahs. Then we had realized we had picked 12 to 15 before that. And the other day I tore the vines off the trellis. I found 12 more. So we had close to 150 loofahs.
So in the ideal scenario, the loofahs are all dry out on the vine, and they're dried up. Oh, it's a dark brown, and all the seeds are dry, and it's a completely different harvesting experience.
And people debate. Some people like picking them when they're dry. You just peel the skin, they're dry and ready to go, but they are brown. They are attractive.
Yeah.
But a lot of people pick them green, so the loofahs are already natural color. But it's a lot harder process, I think.
And there's a lot of different ways to do it, and you can do it any way you want, but what our challenge was is that this was a scale operation. We already said we had 125, and it was just the two of us, or mostly.
Tice helped for a little bit, then he had to go to school. So, yeah. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it took a toll on you, didn't it?
It did take a
Your
toll.
arm hurt.
The one process, the final step in it, after 125, I wore out.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways. We ultimately found the best way. And
well, we found
it
a
worked pretty
unique
good.
way, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
A very unique tool.
Okay, we picked about 125 loofahs a couple days ago, and we've been working diligently, especially Brenda. She's working very hard on this. And I think we've figured out the best way to do this. It turns out if you've only got a couple of these, you can do it any way you like. In fact, if you look online, there's many, many different methods, and everyone swears that it's the best. Disregard all those. This is going to be the best method, okay?
Well, this is the best if you have over 100 of them to do.
That's right. Okay. So we've abbreviated it down. Brenda, what is your method called?
Cut, smush, peel, smash, and whack.
There you go. That's it. That's the abbreviated. So we're going to show you what it is.
This is the cut portion.
Yeah, so I've got like 20 of these to go, and it helps to take the end off. So this is like a Japanese harvest tool that works really nice and fast. And you know, we're going to go through these. This is a lot faster than a knife. And I recommend that you wear gloves just in case, you know, but it goes through these in a real hurry. And this will be ready to go to the next method, which is what, Brenda?
Smush.
Next stage. Smush. Okay, we'll pick you up back at the smush.
Now comes the smash part. And all this is doing is separating the loofah from the peel so it's easier to peel. And it's easiest just to step on it. I mean,
The peel, that's the green outer cover?
Yes. Yeah, now if you pick them when they're dried, they're all brown and it peel off easier. The green ones are a little trickier to peel off, but if you break them like this, it comes off pretty easy. And actually, like here, if I push and smush it, look, the peel comes right off and you're left with the loofah. So, voila. Now, most of these are into a loofah. They're mature enough to have a loofah inside. Some of them are still totally immature, no loofah, it's all just squash. And some of them are kind of in between. So some I have to be a little bit delicate with so I don't tear them apart. But there, loofah city.
Nice. And the advantage is they're a beautiful white color.
Yes, that's the thing. If you let them dry on the vine, they are brown. The loofah comes out brown. A lot of people end up bleaching them or do something to get them white. They're pretty light right here. So the next step, I usually cut them in half or thirds so they're a better size to smash. Smash, smash, not smush. I'm just going to cut this little guy in half so he's easier to smash the guts out of. And you can see they're loaded with goops and seed. And Donnie built me a special smash board. I'm going to put this in and smash it, and all the seeds and goop come oozing out. Doesn't that sound appetizing? So now this guy goes in the smasher, the custom designed smasher. And the chair is to keep me from falling on my behind. Smash it one direction, flip it over, smash it the other direction. It doesn't get all the stuff out, but it breaks it apart enough and gets most of it out. And then I can just kind of squeeze to get a little more out. And you can see that a lot of stuff's gone after you do the smash. Now the whacking portion, and this is to get most of the seeds out. And you couldn't do this to ones that are kindly tender, it would fall apart, but this guy's tough as all get out. You can be pretty brutal on them. Loofahs are strong. And by getting most of the seeds out, it will dry a lot better and won't rot. And I even take it and squeeze it some more, and I'll probably wash them off one time in some water. But squeeze it a little bit and whack a little more. And yes, loofah juice flies everywhere. Okay, he's pretty clean. If I hang him up to dry, I think he'll dry just fine.
Nice.
Okay, last phase, hanging them up to dry in the tunnel. It's cold in here at night, but it gets really nice and toasty during the day. And they seem to dry nicely. So.
Saying, wow, that looks like a lot of loofahs.
Yeah,
But
it is
then,
a lot of loofahs.
That's not even half of it, is it?
Well, not yet, no.
No, but then you look over here.
Yeah, that's what I did yesterday. And they do dry. I mean, they're drying pretty quickly. See, I'm getting as much stuff out of them as I can because I don't want them to rot. They'll still need some more washing and cleaning, but at least we're getting enough stuff out they won't rot. So
Yeah.
we'll have some good loofahs. Now I just got to get the rest of them hung up through my loofah glasses. Think I'm going to need a shower tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a close-up.
So doesn't that look like fun? I don't think we had any idea how much work went into getting loofahs ready.
Yeah.
But, and actually, it's not done. They dried in the tunnel beautifully. That was a perfect way to do that. But we couldn't get all the seeds out when they were wet, but after you dry them, there's still more seeds coming out.
Yeah.
A lot of seeds. So I
There's
need
white
to...
seeds and mature black
so
seeds.
I need to do a bunch more squeezing and banging. And then I did rinse them off and squeeze them. I got some of the slime out, but I'm sure there's residual loofah goop on these. So this morning I experimented. I had a mesh bag and I put a bunch in the mesh bag and ran them through the washer. They came out beautiful, clean, and a few seeds came out, which is why I used the mesh bag. So the seeds didn't get in my washer. The mesh bag catches it all and you have beautiful, clean loofahs.
Yeah.
So that's the next step for me, is to just get all the seeds out, get them all nice and clean, and then Tice is going to come up with a beautiful way to package them, price them, and we'll be selling them at the farm stand next year. And if anybody local needs a Christmas gift of some loofahs, I'm sure Tice would be happy to sell you some loofahs over Christmas. Yeah. One more thing. We did realize that some of you might be asking if we can ship these to you, if you can purchase them and should we ship them. I'm really sorry, but we can't. Shipping costs are just so high, it would not be cost effective. So Tice will be selling them here at the farm stand next year, and to anybody local, if you want Christmas gifts, stop by and pick them up, but I'm sorry we can't ship them.
So these are nice and soft because all of the
loofah goop.
But these are crunchy because I think they just still have some residual.
Yeah, they're still.
And cleaning them out.
Yeah, so there's still some cleaning to do, but it's kind of fun. If you have 10 to do, it'd really be fun. If you have 125 or 150 to do, it's not that much fun. But it's amazing. I mean, it's an amazing process, and I've been using one at the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
And it works beautifully. It works just like any other scrubby, and it's all natural. When it starts to wear out, which I think it takes a long time to wear out. One friend this morning just said she used one for 2 months solid before she even washed it because they dry out so fast, the bacteria doesn't have a chance to grow.
It must sound like, and wait, for a limited time.
Well, there is more, because then when it does wear out, just throw it in the compost pile. It biodegrades. It's natural. So it's good for the environment. It's good for your dishes and stuff. And it's a great exfoliator if you use it in the shower. So there's a lot of ways to use them. But
you could have been in sales, you know that. You're impressive.
Tice is going to have fun selling these, I can tell you that. But overall, it was an interesting process. We learned a lot.
Absolutely, we learned a lot. And it was a lot of time that we could share with our grandson doing things together.
It was fun seeing him excited, and even seeing all the other kids excited. They all liked the loofah tunnel and watched Tice's loofahs grow. So, hope you enjoyed our journey about Tice's loofahs, which Meemaw and Pop-Up had a lot to do with.
Yeah.
But we'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Because we're crazy. Really crazy.